Hi everyone. As we approach the end of semester, you're probably gonna have a lot of quiz, test, and final exam coming up, right? So let me share a very powerful AI-driven platform, which is called NotebookLM from Google. This one could be your very powerful learning tutor, 24/7 learning tutor. And I'm gonna talk about why it's very powerful in a moment. So you can access this one from the website notebooklm.google.com or just search on the Google directly. As long as you have a Google account like a Gmail, you can log in from here to save all your saved notebook. So these are all my current saved notebook. So when you first come over here, you're gonna create a new notebook. For your study, the idea is one notebook, one subject. And for that notebook, you can search for the web for some resources, for example, like statics, mechanics of materials, those things. You can search for those resources online. But most often for our situation, as we have all those class materials, like lecture slides, the notes, right? All the lecture notes. If you do the handwritten notes, you scan them and upload. As long as your handwriting is not too bad, the AI should be able to recognize. All right. And also those are upload files. And most powerfully is if you can have the textbook, like PDF textbook. If you don't have, but I mean, you search online, I bet you can definitely find even an older version free PDF of your textbook. So because the newer version and the older version don't have much, normally don't have like a much difference, right? That's upload file for all those course materials, but you can also upload the website that the instructor provided, the YouTube video that the instructor provided. You can also sync with your Google Drive and or copy the text like a plain text directly into here. So that's how you upload your resources. So I'm gonna close this one. I'm gonna go back to the original. I'm gonna delete this on title. So let me just open one notebook that I recently use a lot, which is MOM that represent mechanics of materials. So for this mechanics of materials, I have uploaded the textbook I have, and also the 3 lecture slides I have. So if you want to upload more, you can add sources that bring to your original this uploading window. As you can tell, you can upload up to like 50 sources. If you have more, like for example, if you have more, you just combine some PDF together, so that will count as one single file. And now if you look at this Google LM, the Notebook LM, the platform, basically there are 3 areas. The source area that you can collapse, uncollapse. The main is chat area. Over here, you can ask any question about these from these sources. And studio that we're gonna come to there in a moment. So on the sources, you're gonna have the option to select all sources or select specific sources. So if you want to have something like you want to source out from all the sources, you're gonna select all. Otherwise, that you can tell that you select 4 sources. Otherwise, you can select like specific sources. You just want to get the output from that specific source. So for me as instructor, I typically just like get information from the textbook. All right. So I just select the textbook for here as demonstration. So for example, I can ask question like I have this textbook pull out PDF pull out here, which I can see the table of contents. For example, please give me a summary of textbook chapter let's see chapter number 2, right? So once you access this one, you can see how it works, analyzing the file, examine the specifics, beginning chapter summary, work on chapter summary. All right, so you will get the summary in a few seconds. So why said this one platform is very powerful compared to the other open-ended platform like ChatGPT, Gemini, that you can also upload things. It's because almost every upload sentence, almost every sentence, you can see the citation, right? And all those citations are from the source that you provided. So if you click on if you click on those numbers, you're gonna get like a source guide. However, currently Notebook LM has been a little bit funky that once I click on this one, at least on my computer, the browser, the website gonna be freeze. Okay, so I won't click on this one, but as you can tell that almost every sentence the Notebook LM give you the answer. Every sentence it has the citation. It will tells you where this conclusion come from, and it's come from the authentic resources, which is your textbook, right? So you can kind of like 99% trust all the information provided over here, rather than the other resources. So in a technical term, it's called like Notebook LM is designed to minimize the hallucinations, or I would say like making up the answers, right? So they are more like a grounded AI rather than a general purpose large language model like open AI, open-ended large language model. However, they also mentioned that it could also make mistakes, like hallucinations. Like the response rate is there's error of like 13% of the error rate. And sometimes if you create a podcast, the podcast we're gonna talk about in a minute, the podcast can also sometimes invent some details. Okay, not solely based on the sources that you provided. So that's the basic function for the chat window. The more powerful function I like is the studio one over here. So the studios, you see a lot of like a non-module over here. Each module represent a function. So the first one is audio overview. If you like a podcast, if you listen to something that take every moment at the moment to study, right? You can create an audio overview. Whenever you see this like little arrow, always click on the arrow so that you can customize. For example, if you click on this one, the audio overview, you can select different format like deep dive, briefing, critique, or debate. Debate is something like very interesting, like two people or several people debate with each other on on the topic. So give you more engaging idea. You can choose different language even. There's a lot of language you can choose. And length, you can have short, default, or long. And what should the AI host focus in this episode? For example, like give me a summary give me a summary about chapter number 2. So they're gonna give you several minutes like an audio file that you can listen whenever you are driving or you are taking like a break that you can listen, right? Um, Slide deck that generate AI slide based on the source. I guess this is more useful for the instructor. I didn't use this much. A video overview is similar to the audio overview. It's just like a video based. The mind map is very useful. So I have a mind map over here that's already created before. So the mind map, there's no customization. Once you click on this mind map, it will generate a mind map for the sources that you provided directly. So this mind map is like a concept map, like this one just generated 1 minute ago. So if you click on this one, many often students have hard time understanding the overall picture about this subject, whatever like statics, mechanics, material, or any other subject, is because we talk about the content sometimes like chapter 1. Today we talk about chapter 1. Tomorrow we talk about chapter 3, and then maybe next week talk about this one, and then 2 weeks ago we talk about this part. you may see a lot of scattered parts all around throughout the entire semester. But without a clear line that connect everything together, you won't be able to have a very good systematic, holistic overview about the entire subject. So this is the that would be the benefits of using this mind map or concept map that give you an organized structures tree, or like, let's see, like tree concept tree that organize everything in a neat structured order, so you can see everything. Like you can click on this one, you can expand all nodes. So the idea about this concept tree is you can have everything get connected. You can have more clear structure about how this topic was divided into different paths, different area, and how different area were connected. So all those scattered points are not scattered anymore. They are all interconnected. So you can have a more systematic understanding about the subject, like mechanics of materials. Okay. So, and then you can unclapse to go back. And so that's talk about the mind map. The mind map is very useful when you, especially when you prepare for the final exam. So, especially when the final exam is comprehensive, cover the entire semester, you want to have like a whole overview understanding about this entire subject. Reports, I never use. It generates the reports based on the source. Could be very useful. Flashcards, especially for something that you need to memorize something, right? Memorize formula or memorize a concept, something that you can generate flashcard and print out to bring with you. Infograph, I haven't used yet, but you feel free to explore. Data table is also generate a table based on your sources. What I like most, I really want to emphasize, is a quiz function. So this one is AI interactive quiz based on sources. So again, click on this one. The number of questions, you can have fewer, standard, or more. I always go with more, so I have more practice. Level of difficulty, you can start with easy and then go to medium, and start with easy, and then once you feel comfortable, you can go to medium level, and then lastly go to hard level. So over here, instead of click on generate directly, that will generate like maximum 50 questions for the entire textbook, which is going to be less efficient. What I suggest to use is you chunk them, you do the quiz chapter by chapter, right? For example, like generate a quiz based on chapter, let's see, 2.1, Introduction to Stress and Strain, right? Chapter 2.1. And you can see focus more on, let's see, conceptual problems, right? Or you can change to more computational problem, something like those. And you hit generate, right? Once you generate, it gonna, yeah, generate over here. So those are some, there are some quiz I generate before. For example, like this bending quiz. There's the quiz I using this quiz. I try those quiz, and this quiz, from my perspective, they are very authentic. They are, if you choose hard, they are very deep, and their questions are very reliable, and their answer also very reliable. So for each question, if you don't know how to approach to this question, you can click on the hint. The hint will give you how to approach this question. And once you select an answer, if you it will give you the, and this quiz is interactive online quiz, so you can make the selection directly, right? And it's interactive because it's also give you the feedback immediately. If you select wrong, it will tell you why it's wrong and also tell you the correct answer. And if you still didn't get it, you can click on over here, explain, and that will, in the chat window, it will ask this question specifically from the sources, and source gonna scan the text, right? do all of those one and give you the solution and give you the answer. And it also, again, all the answers comes with the citation. It will tell you how you can solve these problems. And if we go to another, for example, I have another shorter one, torsion quiz. For example, torsion quiz, I only have 8 so you can go through each one. You can go through each one of them, and you can tell there are some are conceptual, based on conceptual concept principles, but some are based on the calculation. And I have to say those calculation questions are very good calculation questions. All right, so they are very reliable questions, really test your understanding about those knowledge. Um, so at the end of each test, at the end of each quiz, you're gonna receive this report, right? You're gonna receive this. Let me expand it. You're gonna receive this report, so tell you your score and topic has been covered. You can keep learning for more topics and select one, generate more quiz. You can also review the quiz or retake this quiz again. So those reports will help you to see your progress as you move forward. So I would say this one is like unlimited quiz machine. It can generate a lot unlimited quiz for you to keep practicing until you feel comfortable about these topics. So the only drawback about this quiz is firstly, it can only give you multiple choice questions. It cannot give you some other type of question like fill in blanks or multi selection questions, those kind of things. And secondly, another drawback is it cannot give you the diagrams, no matter for the problem statement or in the answers in the selections. But one thing I would like to sometime I would like to try to give those more visual learners like even though it did not generate chart or diagram, but the notebook LM will describe that diagram. For example, like this one. For a simply supported beam with a total length L 10 feet and a downward point of 20 keeps at x equals to 5 feet. So that means it does not give you the diagram directly, but it describes this diagram explicitly. So you can draw the diagram on the paper and then work on this one, right? Work on these problems. Another way that if you feel like you don't want to draw it, another way that I typically bypass this one is I copy this one. I copy the description of the diagram. I go to another some other AI platform like OpenAI. I mean ChatGPT, Claude. So recently used Claude. I feel it's very powerful for generating those charts. So you just write see generate a beam diagram based a beam diagram. And you copy, you paste generate a beam diagram for a simply supported beam with a total length, right? And you just click submit and give it a few seconds. So I feel like this, based on my experience, Claude is similar speed to the ChatGPT, even a little bit faster, but Claude is more accurate and much faster, actually much faster than Gemini, I feel like. You can see the animation about how this chart was generated. Additionally, it gives you shear and moment diagram, even though I didn't really ask for, I just asked for the load diagram or let's say the free body diagram. So clearly it gives you this total length in 10 feet. So P20 keeps applying the center, 5 feet, 5 feet. It tell you the reaction RA, RB. So give you the correct shear diagram and also the correct well, this moment diagram is not correct. So as you can tell, RA is 10K multiplied by 5 should be 50. So the AI could made a mistake, right? Definitely. But I would say I just need the you can download the file or I just directly get the screenshot, right? I get the screenshot used for my purpose to get the chart. So that's something that you can bypass the descriptive text while using as the chart over here. All right. So give it a try, and hopefully this will help you with your tests and exams. All right. Thank you.